When a homeowner takes out a loan on a house, they rarely pay the full cost of the house at once. Instead, they go to the bank and, if the homeowner is proven to be reliable, the homeowner is given the money to purchase the house, and the bank is then issued a mortgage, a promise to pay back the loan plus interest over a very long period of time.
Oh, hey, Dr. Lee. How's it going?
Morning.
I have your mortgage all drawn up right here. All you need to do is sign on this line. This is Dr. Lee. Dr. Lee works at SHOP and will definitely keep up with his monthly payments. This makes Dr. Lee's mortgage a prime mortgage or a AAA mortgage.
Thank you.
Because mortgages were seen as reliable, banks used the monthly payments to fund bonds called CDOs, or collateralized debt obligations, that are really just a collection of mortgages, or any other monthly payment. These weren't just done with mortgages, but with student loans, car loans, and almost any other loan you can think of. But here we only discuss mortgage CDOs.
Investment banks loved CDOs because homeowners ended up paying 2 to 3 times the actual value of the house in interest, aka free money. CDOs were, at first, an incredibly reliable way to get a massive return. Plus, these CDOs were easily split up into groups, called tranches, which could all be sold off separately. The less risky investments, called the AAA mortgages, were placed on homes whose owners, like Dr. Lee, regularly made their monthly payments. These mortgages came with lower interest rates. Meanwhile, the riskier mortgages, called BBB, were sold off by the banks to investors with higher payoffs. The higher the risk, the higher the payoff. But over time, bankers started to fill the CDOs with more and more risky mortgages, meaning that more and more homeowners were more likely to stop paying or default. These risky mortgages were called subprime mortgages, or more affectionately known as junk bonds.
Excuse me, mister. You look like you're in need of a home.
Well, yeah, but I don't have any money. This homeless man, once he had loaned a house by the banker, is an example of a subprime homeowner.
Well, sir, this is your lucky day. Because for no down payment, 1% interest, I can set you up with a 3-year ARM and a sweet new home.
Okay, sure, why not?
Here's the CDO. I trust you wired the money to our account.
Yes, I have.
It's a deal then.
It's a pleasure doing business with you. Thank you.
The initial banker always sold the CDO to another investment bank for a fat fee, so they didn't care about the quality of the CDO. Likewise. Once a certain number of risky mortgages defaults, the CDO fails. This is what happened in 2008, on a massive scale.
Back in 1994, ExxonMobil crashed an oil tanker into the coast of Alaska. Depending on the courts, it was estimated that Exxon would have to pay $5 billion for the spill. They went to JP Morgan Bank to ask them to hold $5 billion in case Exxon needed it. JP Morgan didn't want to have that sort of cash tied up, so they made a deal with a European bank in which, for a large fee, the European bank would promise to open a credit line to Exxon in case they needed it. This is the original credit default swap. This process swapped the risk from JP Morgan Bank to the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development.
Fast forward to the mid-2000s, and the unregulated CDS market enabled investors to buy credit default swaps on practically anything, even things they didn't own. So people started buying swaps on CDOs, which essentially became side bets, since they didn't have a stake in those CDOs.
These credit default swaps multiplied the money tied up in a CDO by 20-fold. A CDO worth $50 million could have as much as $1 billion in credit default swaps on it.
Hello, this is Jacob Wiseman from AIG.
Yeah, this is Steve Eisman. I'd like to buy some credit default swaps on some CDOs out of Miami.
Wait, what? Sure. How many would you like?
As many as you have.
Okay, 500,000 sounds good. Can I just ask who you are and why you placed such a large order?
Yes, I'm an investment banker from Morgan Stanley.
You're betting against your own CDOs?
That's right. Now I gotta go. Goodbye.
So, when the CDOs failed, insurance companies like AIG, which owed a massive amount of these credit default swaps, had to cough up money that they didn't have. The government bailed them out, just barely stopping total financial meltdown. Hey, mister, we got fired from our jobs after the crash. We lost everything.
You got room in that box for 2 more?
This didn't actually happen. Many investors got off scot-free.